Governments seem loath to admit that there are harms to lockdowns, that we are facing things like addiction challenges, suicides, other societal harms that are being caused in the here and now, very real, vibrant, and visceral harms that a lot of Canadians are experiencing. But when pressed, and I've pressed some of them at press conferences and so forth, they do acknowledge that this is going on. But one thing that they have not really acknowledged at all is the very long-term consequences of the lockdowns, the ripple effects, the spin-off effects, things that I don't think we're even really beginning to think about, let alone talk about, let alone have officials acknowledge. I had this thought once again, reading about a study out of the United Kingdom, an opinion poll, that found that about 40% of university students in the UK were considering dropping out. And I think that was the number that was considering, and the number who are actually doing it is probably a little lower than that. But regardless, you've got a crisis among university students where they figure, I'm out. Now, how many of those are just going to take another gap year and take a year or two to figure things out and let the system sort itself out, work itself out until in-class learning is back? How many are just done, period? I mean, maybe that first year they accumulated some debt and they just can't afford to take on even more debt towards a year that is not going to be a valuable one for them. I don't know, but what I do know is that surely we can't deny that there are some consequences to all of that. A certain percentage of students who are perhaps going into fields that we really need to support society, who are not going into those fields anymore, or they're delaying it by a few years. And you have not just gap years for them as individuals, but gap years for entire professions, where you have a cohort of people who will not be entering the workforce. So what does it mean for those different industries? Are you going to hear 2 years from now a report about, well, there's a crisis in this field or that field or so forth because they don't have new entry-level people, they don't have enough staffing and so forth? I mean, we're told right now that one of the big challenges with ICU capacity and hospitalizations is that they don't actually have enough ICU nurses to take care of everything and so forth, to properly staff it. Okay, fine, fair enough. Let's deal with that challenge. But I think we're going to see similar challenges in the months ahead, in the years ahead. So yes, we have to talk about the very immediate harms and consequences of lockdowns, but oh boy, I think the long-term ones, those ripple effects are going to be even broader, and they are going to be far-reaching in ways that policymakers are not even beginning to think about right now.